Yeah. I'm back from New York. Yeah, I was in New York for a week. Some of you may or may not have even known because I didn't talk about it that much on stream or even in YouTube videos, or maybe I should have said it the other way around. But regardless, I didn't mention a whole lot until basically like right before I left. I made sure I had videos while I was away. But yeah, I'm officially back from New York. As a lot of you guys know, I was out there for AnimeNYC. And then in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a haul video. And I say a little bit, but it's more like a lot of it because I spent the most money I think I've ever spent at a con. So it's not like it's too crazy. Well, I'll let you decide actually. But yeah, man, AnimeNYC was a blast. I met a lot of friends that I've known for years for the first time, and I got to see some friends who I haven't seen in a few years. So that was really cool. I was out there with my shorty, and a couple of homies also had their girls out there, and it was a great time, man. The food, the fun, lots and lots of walking, and a lot of money that was spent. So I want to go ahead and dive into this. I actually have a whole lot to show off, but before we show everything that I bought, I actually was also given a couple of gifts. Big shout out to Hive or Pow or Anthony or whatever name he's going by. You know who you are. He's a very much a regular in the community, and especially in the Twitch streams, which, by the way, if you don't follow the Twitch stream, links those in the description down below, twitch.tv/whatsthescore. But he recently went to Japan, and as some of you may or may not know, I will actually be going to Japan for the very first time later this year. I'm gonna be there in December for a few weeks. Hopefully by that time, Sparking Zero is here and it's popping off and the game is great. You guys are gonna have a ton of that content mixed with some other stuff and maybe some vlogs I'm out there as well. But he just came back from a Japan trip and he brought some gifts for me, my girl, for Omega, and I don't even know who else. But amongst those gifts were these. First and foremost, I want to show you guys this Quilava and this Typhlosion. My favorite Pokemon of all time is actually Cyndaquil. I know you can vaguely see two Pikachus back there. I actually own a lot of Pikachu stuff, but it's because it's Pikachu and he's super accessible. And so whenever I'm at Target, I tend to buy Pikachu things. But regardless, I do have a Cyndaquil plush back there. You know what? Let me grab her. Say hello to Cider the Cyndaquil, and that's cider with a Y, like apple cider, you know what I'm saying? But this was a gift from my girl. This is my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I cherish this a lot. I appreciate Cider a lot, and Hive knows that that's my favorite Pokemon, so while he was in Japan, he got me this Quilava and this Typhlosion. He also got me this little Future Gohan figurine. Let me do the little influencer hand. There we go, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure where I'm gonna place him. I have like a bigger Future Gohan figure on a shelf over here that you guys can't see just off camera. But I might put him right beside that on some, you know what I'm saying, don't talk to me or my son ever. Wait, you know what I just realized? Hold on, let me hold it back up to the camera. If you look down there in the bottom, see right there, he has an extra arm. But if you look at the figure itself, he has one arm, so you can decide whether or not you want the Future Gohan with both arms or with just one, which honestly, especially for such a small figure, is a nice detail and feature. And then the last thing he gifted me is actually this, which is 1,000 yen, which converts to, I don't know, a little less than $10 right now in USD, something like that. But 1,000 yen, that'll get you a couple of meals out in Japan. And obviously I'll have my fair share of this once I go out there. I'll of course be converting some of my USD into Japanese yen. So this is really cool. I think this is really neat. I've just had this sitting on my desk. And with that, we can get into the stuff that I actually bought at the convention. Unless I'm a liar, and I am, because I actually want to show you guys the badges and the lanyards and everything, which are kind of in disarray right now. But here's a funny little story, and not so funny for me or my wallet, but maybe funny for you guys, is that I applied for an influencer badge for AnimeNYC, and unfortunately I was denied. Okay, whatever, I'll buy my badges like a regular person. The problem is that the 3-day passes for that event were sold out, which meant that I had to buy individual Friday, Saturday, Sunday badges for me and my girl, which was kind of cool because the way it worked out is they had a bunch of different lanyards at the event. So I'll just show these off in order real quick. Here is the Friday badge. I'm not familiar with any of these series that are on these badges. This is Nina, the Starry Bride. I don't know, but this is where I used my Naruto lanyard that they gave away. If the camera would focus back on that. There we go. That's one of them. And then here we have the Saturday badge, which features Quality Assurance in Another World. Again, I'm not familiar with any of these series, but there's that badge, and this has a Windbreakers lanyard, which I've seen a decent amount of. I like it for the fights. That's really it, honestly. And then we have the Sunday badge, which features Senpai is an Otokonoko, which I don't even know what that word means if I'm being honest. But there's that. If I could get that to focus, there we go. I know this one's kind of hard to see with the glare and everything. And then I have a Fate lanyard. Fate lanyard. I thought I said that backwards for a second on this one. I don't know how I can get the camera to focus on that. Maybe if I cover my eyes, the camera will. No? Okay. Well, regardless. And then also I bought this Hinata charm while I was at the convention, and I had that on my badge. So we have a little bunny ear Hinata right there. You know what I'm saying? My favorite anime girl in Naruto. One of my favorite anime girls of all time, honestly. She's top 5, top 3, I think, for me all time in like waifu characters probably. And also at the convention there was a Persona 3 Reload booth where they had a playable demo for Persona 3 episode Aegis, which I didn't play for myself. My girl played and I recorded her playing and I just watched, but I still was able to get the lanyard, which is really cool. And it came with this little card, I think, which has a QR code to probably like buy the DLC or something. And then I also bought this Frieden charm while I was out there, and I had this hanging off of my Persona lanyard. I'm a huge fan of Frieden, as you guys may be aware. I honestly should have bought way more Frieden stuff while I was out there, some prints or something. But I don't really have a whole lot to show for it right now outside of me collecting the manga. And you can see this is double-sided. On the other side, she has this flower crown. So that's really cool. And now we can get into some of the actual purchases. And I guess since I just showed you guys a couple of charms, I can show you some of the other charms that I bought. Here we have this little bear from Milk and Mocha with the strawberry. My girl's a big fan of the Milk and Mocha like line artist series. I don't really know what you'd call it, but I'm going to assume that the white one is Milk and the brown one is Mocha because that just makes sense. I don't know, maybe I'm racist. But I got Mocha, she got Milk. I'm just gonna assume, and maybe it's cutesy and their names are reversed. I don't know, but it's just little white and brown bears, and I know it's like kind of hard to see, but yeah. So she got the matching one for this, and then I also have this Neji charm, which I thought was really cool. You know what I just peeped too? Neji on this charm has a halo and angel wings. And something I didn't notice until just now is that the actual like clip part is actually a pair of like angel wings. Actually a really nice feature that I did not notice at first. That's really cool. I guess I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but I'll figure it out eventually. And then still in the plastic, I have this Itachi one that I bought that I thought was really sick. Itachi is my favorite character in Naruto, if you did not know. And you'll notice that that's a trend in this haul with things that I bought. There's a lot of Naruto. Naruto is one of my favorite series of all time. I actually like it quite a lot more than I enjoy Dragon Ball, which always comes as a bit of a shock to some people, I guess, because my channel is so Dragon Ball centric. But like, as much as I love Dragon Ball and as much as I admire and appreciate Akira Toriyama for everything he's done, I like Naruto a lot more. It just so happened that when I started taking content serious, Dragon Ball, there was a Dragon Ball game for me to take advantage of, and so that's just the way things went. And frankly, it's about to happen again with Sparking Zero, I guess. But if there was a Naruto Fighters or like Naruto games that were anywhere near as good or as fun as DBFZ around that time or anytime since then, like I would have devoted my life to that instead. But I say all that to say is that for as much as I love Naruto, I don't have a ton of Naruto stuff in my office. I mean, I have like the entire manga. I have like this really dope Itachi skate deck hanging on my wall. Like, I've got some stuff, but like I have like damn near as much Demon Slayer stuff as Naruto, which don't make no sense because I like Demon Slayer, but not nearly as much as I like Naruto. But so anyway, I guess next I'll show you the stuff I picked up at the Viz Media booth at the convention because it was all Naruto stuff for the most part. So first up, we have this fan that they were giving away for free at the booth, which honestly, it's pretty nice. It has a really nice breeze coming off this when you wave it in front of yourself like that, which was honestly extremely clutch because it was super hot and very crowded in that venue. And it was just really hot weather out there in New York while I was there. And this, honestly, I should have carried around with this with me every single day, frankly speaking, because you get a really good breeze coming off this. It felt really nice. This was OD clutch. And then as far as purchases go, I got 3 volumes of manga there. So at the booth, they had this, which is Konoha's story, the Steam Ninja Scrolls of the manga, which is a manga adaptation of this story that I believe follows Mirai, who is the granddaughter of the third Hokage. She's the daughter of Kurenai and Asuma, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a little rusty on my Naruto lore, to be honest. But I think what they're actually doing is converting some of those like novels that came out after Naruto into manga. You see up next here, I have a Sasuke story, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust, the manga. So I'm pretty sure this is the same Sasuke story novel, but now it's in manga format, which is really, really cool. I want to collect these. I didn't know that they were doing this until I saw it there at the booth. Also worth noting, you'll see that the artwork on these is really, really nice on these covers. It honestly looks like Kishimoto style, but it's not actually illustrated by Kishimoto. Neither of these are. The story's by Kishi, but the art for the Sasuke story is actually done by Shingo Kimura. I'm not familiar with either of these illustrators. I'm going to assume that these were probably at some point assistants to Kishimoto while he was working on Naruto. But it's crazy because, I mean, it looks like his art. Like they do a great job of like emulating his art style. Let me see if I can just find a good example. Like, you know what I'm saying? It looks like it could have been illustrated by him, like the character models and everything like that. And I say this to say that it looks, also, I apologize if I spoil you guys randomly. Let me try to get something earlier, like in the series, so that I'm not too deep into, you know, the story of what's going on here in case you care about that. but it's just really well drawn. And like my biggest criticism of Boruto has always been how poorly drawn it is. I've never been a big fan of Mikio Ikimoto's art style, and it just begs the question. It's like, okay, so how did he end up with the position of being the one who was piloting Boruto? Was he Kishimoto's like most trusted assistant? Was he the only one who was willing to bear that burden or take on the task or the challenge of living up to Kishimoto and like continuing on the story? Was there like I like what went into that, and how did these artists who emulate his style so much better and end up not being the ones to do that and end up on these stories instead? Because they both do a phenomenal job. They're honestly, like, you can kind of tell because like the difference in like paneling and just a little bit, just as somebody who followed the story a little bit, you can tell it's not quite Kishimoto, but it's pretty damn good. And they're pretty similar to each other, but obviously with some slight differences. But it looks really good, man. Like, you know, you could tell me this was Kishimoto, I'd be like, yeah, I buy that. You know what I mean? Because they do such a great job. I believe like if either of these people illustrated Boruto would probably be a lot better off than it is. Even though Twin Blue Vortex is kind of hitting right now somewhere around town. But yeah, and then the last volume is actually this special 25th anniversary edition of Volume 1. So it's got a special front cover and back where you have pre-time skip and post-time skip Naruto there, and then on the front it has the original cover of Volume 1 with Naruto and Boruto sitting here or standing there looking at it, which I thought was really cool. And they actually sold out of most of the items that they had at the booth, including this. I don't know how readily available this is. Honestly, I don't know if any of these are like officially out for sale now, if these were like exclusive releases at the booth or anything like that, or how limited they are. I'm sure they're probably pretty available. I don't imagine they're like super exclusive or anything like that. But I saw them right then and there, and I needed them right then and there. Inside is still the same, just the regular old story of Naruto like you guys are used to. But again, Naruto fanboy, I needed this. At that booth, they had some other freebies, including these posters. So here we have a Naruto 25th anniversary poster that they were giving away for free, showing the 3 different, I guess, like eras of Naruto with, you know, Kid Naruto and then Shippuden and then, you know, adult Hokage Naruto or Boruto Naruto, if you want to call him that. And then here on the back, you just have, you know, just a little acknowledgement of the 25th anniversary, just showing the different types of like, you know, Naruto books that you can buy. Volume 1 of the manga, the 3-in-1s, the box set, the Sasuke story stuff, spin-offs, everything like that. That's really cool. And then the other free poster that I got was actually this Bleach one, which is a little promo for the 1000 Year Blood War coming back in October. That anime has been incredible, by the way. It's been handled beautifully. Weren't we supposed to be getting a remake of Part 1 Naruto? What happened with that? Weren't we getting that like reanimated or did I dream that? Nah, that was a thing, right? What happened to that? Anyway, yeah, now I'm kind of jealous. But yeah, and then just promoting the Blu-rays and the manga there on the back. So that's really cool. These aren't cool enough to where I think I want to get them framed and hang them up or anything like that, but they were nice little freebies that I, you know, appreciated them throwing in. I also got a free tote bag for spending over $20 at the booth. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. So at the Viz booth, they were giving this away for free with any purchase of $20 or more at the booth. So if you spent $20, you got this for free. It's just like this kind of thin, this is canvas or like kind of like ripstop material. It's pretty cool, serviceable. Like I said, for a freebie, you know, I'll gladly take it. The next thing I want to show you is honestly the most expensive thing I bought there. And it was $80, which isn't like a crazy high number. It's expensive for what it is, I would say, but to me it was worth it because it's just so sick. But there was this one booth that had like a combination of like 4 different creators, like 4 different artists, and it was probably my favorite booth in the entire convention. I say that even though I only bought this one item from them, and I low-key wish I would have bought more, but like their stuff was kind of expensive, and also I just wasn't really sure I was going to transport it, long story short, because they had like these really dope plexiglass prints, which were also like $80 a piece, but again, worth it to me. If I think I have footage and like photos like on my phone and then off like my camera that I'll throw on screen right now for you guys to see, but they like perfectly combined the whole like streetwear anime thing. And I've seen a lot of artists try to combine anime and streetwear, and sometimes it's really cool, sometimes it's pretty bad. It can be kind of whack, but I thought the artists at this booth did it perfectly. And so I didn't buy any of the prints. I would love to get something from them eventually, and I'm not sure exactly which artist this was. I want to say that this was Wamza who illustrated the design on this this purchase, but I got a mouse pad or a desk mat or whatever you want to call it from them that features Itachi and Kisame. So let me go ahead and show that real quick. Hopefully that's in focus because I'm blocking my view. But yeah, I thought this was extremely sick. Very nice quality, very thick, nice material on this. On camera, it looks a little more orangey than it is in person. It is kind of like a red orange color. I would say it leans more toward red, and it's showing up as a little bit orange on camera. But I thought this was extremely sick. I currently use a Ramlethal from Guilty Gear Strive, a desk mat, but my desk is actually an L-shaped desk. So I'm thinking that low key, I could keep the RAM one where it is, and if I like rearrange some things a little bit and clear off a little bit of space, I could put this one on the L part of my desk. Hopefully, I think I can make it work. The only part that sucks is that the graphic is on the left side, and like that would mean that it's like toward there, like away from me instead of like near me, which I didn't really think about. I'll figure it out. That's a me problem. But regardless, I thought this was really sick. I really wanted it. If nothing else, maybe I can hang this on my wall or something somewhere somehow. That could also be really cool. All right, so next I have several prints that I bought. I'm not normally a big prints guy, but I've been putting stuff on my wall in my office a lot more, which by the way, may or may not do an updated office tour at some point in the future. A lot of it is still the same, but I actually hung up a lot of stuff on the walls, and like it kind of brings the whole room together a lot more. And I'm almost done. I just need to finish this wall right here, which we'll get to eventually. But I bought a bunch of prints this time around at the convention, and the first I want to show you are from this artist named Chrysalis, who my girl is actually a big fan of and already owned pieces from her. And at her booth, she had a lot of really dope artwork, and she's another artist who kind of combines that like streetwear and anime aesthetic and like sneakers and stuff in their designs. And I thought these were really cool. So these two pieces I want to show are actually part of a set of 5, but I kept these 2 for myself and gave the other 3 to my girl. And actually we were only getting 5 of them because we both got one of each of the same design, and they threw in the 5th one to have the whole set as a freebie. So big shout out to them for that. But here's the first one with a girl with her space buns and her hoodie, wearing a pair of Lava Nike Air Tech Challenge 2s. As you guys know, I'm a big sneaker collector. This sneaker actually just re-released yesterday or the day before, and I didn't pick up a pair. I really wanted them, but I just can't really be spending the money on that right now. I just got to have other priorities, but I probably will pick up a pair at some point in the near future. But yeah, and then similarly, we have this character wearing a pair of infrared Air Max 90s, which is one of my favorite sneakers of all time. I'm trying to get the best angle so you guys don't get too much glare or anything like that. But yeah, I like this one a lot. I'm gonna hang both of these. I'm gonna get these framed and hang them up like side by side somewhere in my office. I don't have a ton of wall space left at this point, but I'll figure out where these are gonna go, because I definitely want these hung up. I actually wore a pair of Air Max 90s today, but not my infrareds. I actually wore a turquoise pair, this pair right here, which is like hard to see right now because of the light. But yeah, you know what's funny? This next print is once again somebody combining like the whole anime streetwear thing, and I said that like a lot of people don't do it that well, but I guess it just speaks to how much I think these people did it well, because I just realized that half the prints that I bought are exactly that. But here we have basically like an anime girl version of Lola Bunny from the Looney Tunes, and more specifically Space Jam, wearing like a Bulls uniform and a pair of Chicago Jordan 1s, which as a lot of you know, my favorite sneaker of all time is the Jordan 1. That's my favorite silhouette. My favorite colorway is actually the Breads, but the Chicagos are really high up on the list as well. And I think I was wearing my lost and found Jordan 1s the day I bought this print. So I thought this was really cool. I will probably be framing this and hanging it up somewhere in here as well. And then I don't actually remember the name of the artist, unfortunately. If I forgot to say, by the way, these prints are from an artist named Chrysalis. But this Lola Bunny print, I don't remember the artist's name, and I didn't get one of their business cards, because if I did, it would have been in here. And maybe they may not have had them. Not every single artist always has a business card. So yeah, and they don't have a tag or anything here either. I apologize for not being able to shout them out, but the print is really dope. And next up, we have this print from Fooly Cooly, which most of you should know is my favorite anime of all time. It's one of the biggest aesthetics of my channel and everything like that. But yeah, we have Conti from FLCL. I thought this was super dope. Hold on, you can see this is still sealed. I didn't like open it up yet, but this is their business card right here. But this is done by Teo. Teo is drawing. That is their name, and it looks like you can find them on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Oh, they live stream themselves doing art like that. That's dope. I might have to stop by on the stream and thank them again for the print. Yeah, this is super dope. Again, trying to get the least amount of glare for you guys. There you go. That's a pretty good angle. Yeah, Fooly Cooly is my favorite anime of all time. I have this really dope, it's not a wall scroll, like a flag, a banner that hangs on my office, or in my office over by my sneakers over there that my girl got me. But I don't have a ton to show in terms of Fooly Cooly. I also have a disc plate, which is like a metal poster that hangs on my wall over here. that again my girl still got me. Now that I think about it, this might be the first thing fully cool that I bought for myself to put up in here. Everything else I guess it's really just those two things when my shorty got me. But you know, shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? She know what I like, you feel me? And then we have two more prints to show, both from the same artist. I'm not actually sure if this artist is artists, like if it's a duo or if it's one girl, or even how you pronounce her or their name, because there was two girls. Huh? Okay, so according to my girl, they're twins, which I suspected because they looked like they were sisters, but I really wasn't sure. But their names are, how do you say their name then? Yeah, so apparently they're twins who do illustrate together, and they were running the booth together, and they're very sweet, and I love their artwork so much. I've seen it all over Twitter and everything like that. So when I saw the booth, I knew I had to grab something. I'm not sure how you pronounce their name though, but the first print I'll show you is this Death Note print of Misa Mane, you know what I'm saying? Goth girl supremacy, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Type. But yeah, this is fire. But this is their name down here. I don't know if it's Hana Vibara or Hanavbara, or I don't know how you exactly pronounce her name. I'll get a close up in the camera and you can see it's Hanavbara. Yeah, I thought this was super cool. And then if I flip it over, you can see I have this smaller print from Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk being one of my favorite series of all time. It's my second favorite manga of all time, I would say. I'll go ahead and slip this one out real quick so you guys can see it. And this is actually on like a pretty like thick like cardstock or something like that. But I want to get both of these framed and hung up somewhere in the office as well. But yeah, really love their art style. I think it's super dope. Slam Dunk, like I said, is one of my favorite series. And so I don't really see a whole lot of Slam Dunk stuff out there in the wild. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I kind of low key, high key, like need that. I do regret not getting them to sign these because I just wasn't really thinking. But they were like signing people's prints, and you saw like the prints I have from Chrysalis. She actually signed those. I think my girl got stuff from this booth as well, and they signed hers. And I don't know. I wasn't even thinking, and I just kind of walked away without asking them to sign and didn't think about it till later. It is what it is. If I ever see them at a convention again and I buy something, I'll be having them sign it next time, because I just think having the artist signature is really cool. Okay, and last but certainly not least, honestly maybe the most important part, maybe I saved the best for last, is all the figures that I bought. I would say it's about equal to the prints, but like I kind of went crazy on the figures while I was in New York. So I have a bunch to show you, but there are two that I don't have here with me. One of them is a big Itachi figure that I bought at the Tamashii Nation store in Times Square. And the other one is a Neji figure that goes along with another figure that you guys will see here, that I had to leave those behind with a homie who's shipping them to me, and they'll be here in a few days, but I want to get this video out as quickly as possible. And so I got like a little clip on my phone of showing you like what they were, and so right now I should be showing that on screen so you guys can just see those real quick. But I honestly bought way too much stuff and could not fit it all in my luggage, so I had to leave those behind and get them shipped to me. But with that, we can go ahead and get into everything else, because I somehow managed to fit everything. Oh wait, before I forget, I almost forgot, I also picked this up as well. This year at AnimeNYC, they had another like special skate deck. I feel like most of the big conventions, whether it be like Anime Expo or AnimeNYC or whatever, they normally feature some sort of like special exclusive like skate deck. And this year I thought the one for AnimeNYC was super dope. I forget what the name of like their OC is for AnimeNYC. But I thought this was super cool with the white, red, and black, and like the cherry blossoms and everything like that. And they were selling it at a pretty good price. This was only $55. Which I wasn't talking about the price of most of the stuff I bought. Most prints that I got were like $20 to $30. They weren't super expensive. And this was $55, which is a great price not only for a skate deck, but also in comparison to like other skate decks that were there. I think the Good Smile booth was selling skate decks for like $70, $80. I think on the last day they were on sale for like $65. There was this one really dope booth called, hold on, I have their business card sitting here somewhere. I thought it was really cool. This booth right here, their name was Apari. I really liked their art as well, and they had like 4 skate decks on sale, and there was a red one in particular that I really wanted, but I didn't end up buying. But I think their decks were also somewhere around maybe 80-ish bucks. I can't remember for sure, but this was honestly one of the coolest decks in the entire convention to me, and it was the cheapest, so I couldn't walk away without it. As y'all know, I collect skate decks. I have a bunch of them hanging on my wall, and then a bunch of them just all over my office and stuff. So yeah, this was cool. And now we can actually get into the figure. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm a pretty big fan of the series Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and I didn't buy a ton of Frieren stuff. I only have 2 things to show for it. That one charm that I showed you, and then this figure. And actually, I haven't opened the boxes for any of these figures yet, so we'll go ahead and do that here in this video so I can show you guys them a little bit better. But I actually bought this alongside another figure, and that is this Himiko Toga figure. I'm not like a super giant My Hero fan. I like this series a lot. It's not like one of my all-time favorites, but I do really love Toga and Mirko. Toga, Mirko, those are probably like my two favorite female characters in the series, and then Hawks was probably like my favorite guy character. Those are like my top 3 favorite characters in the series. And so I didn't see a Mirko figure that I really liked, but I did really like this Toga one. Shout out to the vendor I bought these from, because I bought these together for a pretty good price. They were already like discounted because it was the final day, and then I negotiated it down even further. I was like, hey, I can get this right now, you know what I'm saying? We can make this transaction happen, you know what I'm saying? I had to go back to my sneaker reseller ways of, like, you know what I'm saying, haggling the price or whatever, which, you know, they were probably still making a crazy profit because they're buying these in bulk and wholesale or whatever anyway. But regardless, I got these. Let me go ahead and grab like a box cutter or something, open these up. All right, box cutter has been retrieved, and I'll say that these were 2 of the more expensive figures that I bought, outside of the one that I bought from Tamashii Nations. That one was actually pretty pricey. It was like $90, but I don't regret it. But every booth that had Freedom figures was selling them for like $50 or more. Like that was pretty much like the standard price for Freedom figures was like $45, $50, $55. And I don't know why the Freedom stuff was so much more expensive than some of the others, but it is what it is. That being said, I think I got these combined for 70, 80 bucks, which isn't too bad if I say so myself. And then every other figure that you're going to see here, I got for basically 30 bucks, I want to say. So there you go. There we have Toga, if I could get the camera to focus. But yeah, I think this is a pretty decent size, pretty decent weight to it. I think it was well worth the money. I'm really happy with it. I think the details on it are pretty good. I think for the price of these figures, I'm like really impressed with how nicely made that they are. I feel like normally we see stuff around like this price mark. They're normally not too great. But I really like these a lot. So that'll go on my shelf somewhere. All right, because Frieden is dressed in basically all white and her silver hair, I had to turn the lights down so you can get a proper look at her. But yeah, this is the Frieden figure that I bought. The base is whatever. I honestly think I'd like it more if it was just black instead of this gray, but it's fine. I like it quite a lot. I'm very happy with it. Like I said, for the price that I paid, I feel like I'm pretty impressed with the quality of these. And so yeah, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put her, but that's, you know, I'll figure that out after I end this video where these are all gonna go. All right, and these next figures are all going to be from Naruto, because like I said, I wanted to buy a bunch of Naruto stuff because I don't really have a whole lot to show for it, for as much as I love and enjoy that series. And the first one I want to show you guys is this Hinata figure, which is from the Ben Presto Vibration Stars line. And I didn't realize it at the time, but like most of the figures I was immediately drawn to at the convention are from this line. You're going to see a few of those pop up here. But yeah, Hinata is my favorite like waifu in Naruto. It's my favorite girl in Naruto. Always has been since I was a little kid. So I was honestly, when I grew up and Naruto ended up with her, I was pretty happy about that. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, I thought this was really dope. You see there's also the Sakura one over here. I didn't pick up Sakura, but frankly, I don't think I saw the Sakura one anywhere. But let me go ahead and pop this open for you guys so you guys can get a good look at her. Boom. And there we have Hinata with her twin lion fist, which I think looks super sick. And now that I'm thinking about it, I remember that I don't remember which figures I bought on which day and like, you know, which ones I bought together or whatever, and like from which booth. But I know for sure one of the tables that I bought several figures from, they were doing like, the figures were maybe like $30-$35 a piece, but if you bought 2, then it was $50 for 2, and if I bought like 3, then they were just $25 a piece, right? So I got some of these for $25. And again, I just, for the price, for $25, man, like I think this is super dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, while Hinata has always been my favorite girl in Naruto, there's a certain woman in Naruto who I've grown more and more fond of over the years as I've matured and as I've gotten older. And you know, the figure I picked up of this woman is nothing too crazy, nothing too outrageous. Some might even say it's very mindful, very demure, you know what I'm saying, as the kids are saying. Maybe even relaxing, one might say. We have the Relax Time Tsunade figure that I thought was very nice. And you could find some pretty outrageous figures out there of anime characters, including of Tsunade. I saw some while I was there, but I didn't want anything like that. I ain't want nothing too crazy, too gooner. But you know, this one got a little, it's a little, you know, it's a little sexy with it, but it's again tasteful. You feel me? Tasteful. I don't have to cover this one up if somebody walks into the office. I don't gotta feel ashamed. Somebody walking in, seeing, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little, you know what I'm saying? Just a nice little touch of spice, just a little pinch of the spice. Let me go ahead and open that up for you. And I got this one for, I want to say $30. So not too bad on the price there. And so there's Tsunade in all her glory. She doesn't come with like her own stand or her own base or anything like that. But I think this is very nice. Matter of fact, maybe I should sit this one on top of my PC. I think that'd be really nice just to have her just like casually, you know, matter of fact, yeah, I think that's where this one is going. I think this one will sit atop my PC and just have it like aimed that she's just, you know what I'm saying, just, you know what I'm saying, tight. But yeah, I rock this one a lot. All right, now last but not least are the final two figures that I picked up, both again from the Band Presto Vibration Stars line, and they're both Naruto figures. And I have Curse Mark II Sasuke and QB Naruto. And I just thought that these were so sick. You can see this one here, or the Sasuke one says I got it for $35. I don't think I actually paid 35. I think I paid 34, and then I also paid 30 for this Naruto one as well. But this Sasuke figure was actually the very first thing I think I bought for myself at the convention. It was certainly the first figure that I bought. And I want to say it was either the next day or the day after. I know it definitely wasn't on the same day. At a different table, I found this Naruto one. I was like, oh, well, I gotta have a set. You feel me? Like I gotta have them together. Once I seen that, and I was already going crazy with the figures. Like this Naruto one is one of the last ones that I bought. It might have been the last figure that I bought. I can't say for sure, but it definitely was on the back end. And I just happened to come across it like on a completely different table like a day or two later, and I was like, oh, I got to have that one. I got to have that one. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen the artwork on the box, I was like, yeah, that's coming home with me. And on the back, you get a more accurate look at what they actually look like in terms of shading. So let me go ahead and break these open and show you guys. I'm very excited about these, man. You know, it's funny too. I saw a tweet going around recently where it was somebody took a screenshot of like all the curse mark forms and like part 1 Naruto and then some other stuff as well, like, you know, when Orochimaru like tore his face off when he fought the third Hokage and stuff like that. And somebody was like, what did they say? They said something like what was going on in part 1 Naruto or something like that, right? And I quoted it and it went like, you know, it kind of gained a little bit of traction to that tweet and had a lot of replies and quotes on it or whatever. And I was like, I believe that is what the kids call peak. Because to me, part 1 Naruto is the peak of Naruto. Like I think part 1, even though part 2 has some really high highs and does have some of my favorite moments, bar for bar, band for band, I'm going with part 1 over part 2. And that final fight between Sasuke and Naruto at the final valley and the land of the waves with Haku and Zabuza, like it's just like, you just can't beat that stuff to me, man. You really just can't. Although that being said, I found out that there are actually people out there who prefer part 2, which is kind of a shock to me because I thought we universally agreed that part 1 was better, but I guess not. And so I guess my question to some of you guys is, what do you guys think is better in Naruto, part 1 or part 2? And I'm gonna just go ahead and say this personally, I think when Naruto did stuff like this and like, you know, was using like 1 to 2 tails of like the QB chakra or whatever and was entering this little mode, is way cooler than like, you know, the Biju form or the chakra, KCM, all that stuff. Like you know, it's cool, but I like this way more than Sage mode, more than KCM, more than the Biju form, even more than the Sage of 6 Paths mode. And like Curse Mark is so much cooler than Susanoo. I'm sorry, like Naruto was way cooler when it was more grounded, and I get it. Part 1 had crazy stuff too. Part 1 had, you know, Gamabunta and like that one time Naruto transformed into Kurama when he was fighting Gaara. Like I get it, we had some of that stuff, but it was farther and fewer between. When it was more about hand-to-hand combat and you know, when it was a little bit more grounded, I liked it a lot more. And that's just me personally. I know not everybody agrees, but you know, I like this stuff a lot more. And so here we have the Naruto figure. And actually, let me go ahead and turn the lights down a little bit so you can get a better look at that with a little less glare and a little less light. And go ahead and refocus there. And that's a little better. You know, this actually reminds me of the cover of volume, I think it's volume 26, which was actually inspired by QB Naruto from Clash of Ninja. When in the original Clash of Ninja 2, I don't know why I said the original. In Naruto Clash of Ninja 2 on the GameCube, you can play as this version of Naruto. And he has the move where he does like all these slashes and then like flexes and like the chakra swirls around him, whatever. And like that move actually inspired the cover for that volume of Naruto. Kishimoto wrote that like in that. Let me grab it. Yeah, so this is what those boxes immediately reminded me of, and it's very clearly inspired by that, right? So here we have volumes 26 and 27 of Naruto. And you can see that this is basically what was on those boxes. Like if I grab it real quick here, you have the Naruto and the Sasuke. Like it's the same pose and everything. They even kind of made the shading on the front look like what it was in the manga a tiny bit, you feel me? So yeah, definitely where the inspiration for that came from. And I think if I open up this volume, yeah, let me see if I can get the camera to focus. My cover image for this volume was inspired by the nine-tailed fox Naruto that appears in the GameCube game Clash of Ninja. They did such an awesome job with the presentation that I couldn't resist imitating it. So yeah, it's really cool to see. And I played Clash of Ninja a lot growing up as a kid. So yeah. And these are 2 of my favorite covers in Naruto. So also worth noting that from both of these tables, like I said, I bought these from 2 different vendors on 2 different days at 2 separate tables. But this was the only one they had of each of these. Like there was only one of that Naruto, only one of that Sasuke. And maybe they have more, you know, back in their storage or wherever their supply, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they just didn't have more out on the table. But there were a lot of ones where it was like they had multiples of the same figure on the table. It was only 1 box for each of these on those tables. So all the more it made me feel like I needed it and like I got, you know, like I got something special. Even though like these, again, they're not super expensive or rare or anything. I'm sure if you go online right now, you can maybe even find these for as cheap, if not cheaper than I bought it. But there's something special about buying them actually at the convention. And like when it's right there in front of you, it's like, I need that, and just grab it. And then also feel like you got the last one, you feel me? Nah, son, this is so sick. Oh my God, this is so sick. Yo, this might be my favorite figure I own. I don't know. The only thing that could make this even crazier is if I had like the purple aura or like a background or something to throw behind him. But I don't know, man. I used to think CM2 Sasuke was like the coolest thing ever. And yo, having these together, oh, this is so sick. These are honestly like way cooler than the figures I got that came with like the Storm Connections, like collector's edition. Can I get the camera to focus back on these instead of on my face? There we go. Camera wants to focus on my face while I'm holding both. I can't do the influencer hand while I'm holding them both, but these are super sick. Yo, this Sasuke one is sick. I can't wait to get my Itachi one back in the mail. And you'll notice that these were all from the Vibration Stars line. That the Neji figure that I bought was also from the Vibration Stars line. Like I said, the Itachi one is something completely different, but I don't know, man. Like low key, even though the Itachi one was like 3 times the price of the Sasuke one, I don't know, dog. This is just too raw, bro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But with that is my haul video. That is everything I bought at the convention. AnimeNYC was a blast. I had a good time. My wallet did not, but hey man, can't take it with you when you're gone. That's what I've been telling myself a lot lately to justify some of these purchases, but it is what it is. It'd be like that when it be like that, especially when it be like that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content that I plan on bringing you guys. With all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.